Welcome back to the Mid-Year Mitch YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm going to help you identify if your C2 Corvette windshield is the right shape and size before you begin your restoration or your birdcage work. So be sure to stick around. Also, if you didn't know, I have a website where I have some good high-quality merchandise that you can buy for yourself, and I'm going to be putting on some little birdcage tools to hopefully help you guys with this process and go along with these little lecture videos. So make sure you check out that website for more information. So the reason I'm making this video is because somebody asked me if they can borrow this windshield fixture, which I have given it to a local friend before to check their car, but I don't like to give this piece out because if this gets damaged or bent, then I lose my ability to make C2 Corvette windshields. And the windshield frame is very important because the interaction between the windshield frame and the vent window are very critical for both convertibles, but especially coupes. You want your windshield to fit good so it doesn't leak. You want to make sure the trim that goes the whole way around the outside fits properly. And you just want to make sure when you're rebuilding something that you get it as close to factory as possible. So this is the way that I do this, but there are other ways out there to do that. And that's kind of the point of this video. So if you look at the windshield laying in here, now there are windshield clips in here. So this windshield could sit down a little further, but you can see right away, there's a big gap between the top of the windshield and this ledge on the birdcage, which this ledge is what grabs the rubber. This windshield doesn't glue in, these windshields rope in. So you put the gasket on the windshield, you put a rope into the gasket, you put the windshield in place, and whenever you pull that rope out, that lip kind of comes down and it grabs the back side of this metal. And this is like a floating windshield. The windshield floats in the middle. But to do that, they had to undersize it. So if you just lay your windshield in here, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? My windshield frame's way off. And if you didn't know how that worked and you went to build your birdcage from, say, a windshield frame from scratch, you may put this cross member too far down. You wouldn't think that there has to be this big of a gap. But if we go over here to the service manual, this is a really good, or the shop manual, this is a good tool to have. It shows you the windshield, the trim, and the gasket here. You can see a little bit of the profile of the gasket, but they have a way to check it. And this is the part number, which these are a little hard to find. They're very, very old and brittle and delicate. This part here goes on the windshield frame, and then you're able to check the fit of your windshield. If your windshield, this is supposed to space it up, kind of like the gasket would. If your windshield sits in the middle of this, and the edge of the glass is parallel with this ledge, and it looks, like it's even, which this one does, then you know you're in good shape. The problem is, these tools are hard to find. They don't really make them. If you look on eBay or you talk to an old guy that has some parts in his basement, or if you find a dealership that still has these, you could get them. But the problem is they're old and brittle, where I have foil tape on all of mine because every single one I tried to open up and put on the windshield frame split. So what I want to do is make these on my own. I'll 3D print some and put them on the website for sale. So you can do this. The whole goal is I can't send this fixture out to you, but you can make this on your own if you're going to do your own repair work, and if you can weld. If you can weld and you're going to fix your birdcage yourself, you should be able to make that piece no problem. But if you make that piece and your windshield's wrong, you're going to weld everything back together and your car's going to be wrong. So the idea is this is going to be the overcheck. So I'm going to pull this windshield out, install these, and show you how this is going to fit. I'm going to make these on my own. We'll go back to the house and I'll draw these up and I'll get some 3D printed. All right, so in this case, I need to pull the windshield out. If you're working on a car that's complete, what you're going to need to do is pull off the outside windshield trim. You're going to need to cut your windshield gasket. You can pull the windshield out. You're also going to need to remove your sun visors, your rear view mirror, and the inside windshield trim. That is the best way to do that. So with this out of the way, we'll go ahead and set these in place. So these are pretty simple. You put them out with the ledge facing out, and I'm going to try to get these somewhat even. So 2 go on the bottom, 1 goes on each side pillar, somewhere around here, and then 2 go across the top. Now the windshield frame does vary in thickness, depending on how much material is sandwiched in there. So that makes a difference. And hopefully these all stay. And we'll put our windshield in place. Now I did mark this windshield. I've used this windshield to check a bunch of cars. I have marked on here where I wanted these tabs to sit, but for demonstration purposes, this will be just fine. Get some of these a little closer. That'll help it float. Okay, I'll bring you guys in here. So now that the windshield is in place with our little blocks, you can see that there's a nice even gap around here, and you can see that the windshield rolls off this way and it's parallel with the windshield pillar. That's what we want to see. There's an even gap, and that's how the weather stripping would fit. Now, if you notice, the windshield is sitting on these bottom stops, but it's not on the top ones. It's really not on the side ones either. So I like these pieces, but they do seem like they're a little bit undersized. We'll check it on this car. We'll also check it on this Roadster, because these both have windshield frames that aren't messed with, their original geometries, which is kind of rare for me, and they're both in really nice shape. This one has surface rust, but it doesn't have any rot. The whole plan here is this windshield jig fits really tight in that windshield frame, which is how it should. This will allow me to replicate more windshields and get them really close to the shape that GM originally intended. But I can't send that out. But what I can do is provide these little pieces. I already tested that windshield plug in here. It fits fine. So if I can make these little pieces available on the website, you can buy them. And if they fit nice and tight, the windshield fits tight against these blocks, and maybe I'll make some of different thicknesses to make sure you can get your windshield spaced correctly based on what you have. Then you'll know that your windshield opening is correct before you start. Then I recommend you build your fixture. Once you know your windshield opening is correct, you build your fixture, then you start cutting your windshield frame apart after you've made templates and taken measurements, of course. Then you go ahead and you make your windshield modifications. You tack everything together whenever you have your new pieces installed. Then I recommend you test fit that, but you also test fit this, because this windshield lip is very short. Right here, you can see it's just like a width of a finger. This is short, and if you put a clamp on there with that windshield fixture, you can change the angle of them very easily. So I highly recommend, if you think everything's close with this, go back and check it with these one more time. And then if something's off, go ahead and change it. And just keep repeating that process until you're comfortable, then weld it in place. The windshield frame is one of the most important parts about rebuilding a C2 Corvette. And if that's off, it's going to snowball. So the whole idea is I'm going to make these little pieces so you can check your car. They're going to be inexpensive, and it's just something quick that you can do just to give yourself some peace of mind, and that'll hopefully be the equivalent of me sending you that fixture. That's the idea. So now I guess let's pull this out. I need to take some measurements, I guess first, of how thick I need to make these to make this work the way I want it to. Then we'll draw it up on the computer, and then I'll get some 3D printed. And whenever I have a set that I like, I'll make another video of exactly how I intend them to be used. So I'm working in my office here. I just finished making the video for, I guess it'd be last week for you guys at this point, on the 67 Roadster. And I wanted to work on drawing up these little windshield fitment spacer things. So I'm going to just simply trace this guy out on a piece of paper and measure it with my scale, take measurements. It doesn't have to be exactly the same as this. Really, all we care about is this dimension here. That's the thickness of how far it spaces up the windshield. Obviously, this is kind of important. The opening size here is important. This one was probably designed to be stretchy, and it was supposed to be spread open to slide over. So I'm just going to have to make this a straight cross section, most likely, because I won't have a bendy material. And I think I'm going to change this, make this a little bit taller here, so that way it has some more rigidity. And then I'm going to try making them a little bit wider. They're under an inch here. They're like 3/4 of an inch. So we'll make it an inch, if not 1.25 inches, just to give us some more meat to work with here. And I would like to also put a screw in here, maybe put a set screw in here, so that way, since it won't bite down like this one will, you can tighten it in place with a set screw, and then it won't fall off whenever you try to put your windshield in place. So I'm just going to go ahead, sketch this out here, and put some quick dimensions on here, and then we'll work on Fusion 360 here. I have the free version here. We'll get it sketched up here, and extrude it, and we'll be able to have a nice little part that we can play around with, and it may make a few variations with different thicknesses here. We'll see, but I'm just going to go ahead and get this drawn up. So I took some time and measured this guy out and got myself a little sketch, and then I took my sketch and drew it up on here, and I made them part. So it's, I don't know, looks like a block. I need to go back to the shop and make sure that this is exactly what I want it to be, and if it is, we'll go ahead and poke that hole in the back. I'm considering making some different thicknesses of them, just to make sure that they fit the windshield properly, because as you saw, these were a little loose in certain areas. Side to side they fit good, but top and bottom they were a little loose, and these are original windshields. So I think I would like to make some that are maybe a 1/16 or an 1/8. I'll measure to see how big they need to be. Let's make some that are made specifically for the sides, and let's make some different ones for the top and bottom, so that way you can get these bricks to fit your windshield properly. First, once you've proven that it's the right shape, you want to make sure that you have a tight fit, so that'll help your windshield setup. So that's kind of the plan here. I guess I'll go ahead and make a couple more tweaks, and then I'll send this design out and get some of these 3D printed. The other nice thing about using these blocks is this will be a relatively inexpensive thing on my website that you can purchase. Also, a windshield is very easy to get. You can either buy a brand new one, wrap it up really carefully, and you can use that as your test, or you can go to a swap meet and buy a used one, one that's chipped or scratched or something like that for just a few bucks, and there you have a really cheap and easy tool to check your windshield. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below if you think this tool would be helpful. Also, if there's other areas that you think a little tool like this would be very helpful, I can try to provide some insight in these series that I have coming up. I'm going to be doing a lot of work on the split window behind me, so I'm going to make a lot of videos about that, as well as a 65 Roadster that's coming down the pipeline after this car as well. So I'm going to be making a lot of videos of this type where I can give you guys the information so you can solve the problem on your own. But I got a lot of work to do, so I'll catch you guys later.